An old Amish friend taught me how to make rafters for a barn roof, the Gambrel type roof. And here's a picture from all those years ago. And he laid those rafters out on the floor there, on that second story floor. So let's say this is our floor, and our building is 12 feet by 24, let's say. And so we're going to make these Gambrel rafters to go across that building. And so the first thing you do is you lay out your rafters right on that floor. You draw a picture right on the floor. Now it's 12 feet wide, like we said. And so the first thing you're going to do is find the halfway point, which is 6 feet. I'm using a scale of 1 inch equals a foot here. Alright, then you take a square and you're going to draw a line so it's perpendicular to that bottom line. Alright, so we got our 6 inches, which means 6 feet. So now we're going to go up 6 feet here and make a mark on that line that we just drew. And your roof's going to go like this here. So the next thing we have to do is bisect those angles. And if you remember from your geometry class, you'll remember how to do this. I can remember way back in school there, you're going to take, in this case I just selected 2 feet, make a mark there. You can be 2 feet, 3 feet, whatever, just so you use the same measurement for each one of these here. 2 feet going that way, and then 2 feet, you measure up, make a mark there. Now you're going to need a big compass on that barn floor, and I made a big one when I was laying out rafters myself. But you're going to draw these arcs. Remember this from geometry class? Just bisecting that angle there. And you take a straight edge and draw a line right up through there. Remember, this is going to be on your barn floor, and that barn that I showed you the picture of was 36 feet wide, and so those rafters were pretty big. But he laid them right out on that floor, just like I'm doing right here. All right, now we've got 6 feet, and so we're going to go up 6 feet on our line there, and 6 feet on these diagonal lines, and you make these marks right on your floor. In this particular case, this Gambrel roof here is going to be symmetrical. It's going to be each one of these angles are going to be the same, and so when you cut your rafters, you cut one rafter and use it for a pattern for all of them. So the next thing you do is you draw these lines, connect the dots there. And so you're drawing these lines right on your floor. I used a big magic marker, I remember when I did this, so I could really see those marks. And as I'm doing this, it's kind of hard to stay out of the way of the camera here. I noticed that I goofed here. I connected to the wrong thing there. So anyway, there we go. Now there's our Gambrel roof. And now you're going to take your 2x6 or whatever you're using for your rafters, and you lay it right down on that line, and take a straight edge and line it right up on that diagonal line there, and mark your board. You're going to do a real careful job and so on, because you're going to use this one right here as a pattern for all the rest of your parts for the rafter. So now we're going to cut that out, and like I said, you can use that same one all the way around here. Our angles are going to be the same on this particular Gambrel roof. I've built them with steeper sides and so on, but this here is kind kind of a standard way to do it. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how I actually put this thing together. I should say how the Amish guy taught me to do it. So you lay out all of your rafter pieces, and then you cut out these gussets out of plywood. And those little things are what's going to hold this whole thing together. And so there's a lot of cutting to do. And then I remembered he used a glue, some kind of a glue, and actually glued those gussets right to the rafters. And then they went to nailing, and they put in a bunch of nails, just like crazy number of nails in each one of these gussets. So I'm being real careful here to lay that rafter down right on those lines. You want to lay them and make sure that you've got them just right before you nail those gussets on. And you're going to do that for each one of these rafters that you make. That way, when you get all done, they'll all be the same. Now, a couple guys can flip over this big rafter. Like I said, the ones from my barn were 36 feet wide. This would be for a building 12 by 24, didn't I say? Yeah. And then when you go to stand up that rafter, it'll fit across that building perfectly. Just like that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and why not hit the like button and subscribe, and come on back sometime for more how-to videos. Bye-bye.